Hello and welcome. My name is Nadia Strachan and I am your design consultant. So thank you for choosing to have a download of a design consultation today. So let's just get straight into it, shall we? Well, um, I have been an interior designer for well over 20 years, and I've had the privilege of being helping many people to change their stories and in turn to change their lives. And so I'm hoping that in some small way I'll be able to help you to change your story and in turn to change your life as well. So this is the start of the journey. So you have chosen to have a design consultation today, which is based on what I call the fun and funky hallway interior. There's a whole series of fun and funky ones, and this is the hallway. So this is like the welcome space. So sometimes when people visit your home, it may be the only area in your home that they get to see. They may not get beyond the hallway. So this is a really vital space. I call it the welcome space, and you have a fun and funky hallway space. It also says an awful lot about you and what you like. If you like color, or you just like something to be a little bit left of center, a little bit quirky, this is definitely the interior for you. So I'm just going to show you that this is the, if I can post that towards you there, so you can see that that is the hallway. So there's a double door there. So the main front door is a green door on the interior of the main front door, and you've got a double one. So usually people call that the mud room, so that's usually termed as the mud room. So when people come in, take their shoes off in that little area before they get into the main part of the hallway. So there's a white door that leads you into the main part of the hallway there. And then also there's three pictures for this particular one. The next one being the actual, that's probably the eye-catching one that catches most people's attention. This beautiful striped hallway runner, and it's so beautifully done. You can see the way it's been beautifully scarfed in there, so it turns the corner very beautifully. So it's done very well. And there's a mirror on the wall there that reflects this beautiful runner as it goes up the stairs as well. So that's quite interesting. But what's really quite dramatic is that everything else is white. Everything else is white, so that you get the fun, you get the funky, but it's against this backdrop of just stark white. So that's really quite interesting, but I'm going to explain more about that in a little bit. So that's the fun and funky stairwell. And then we get to the landing when you go to the top of the stairs, and then you've got this wonderful array of doors. So you've got this beautiful array of doors. I'm going to talk a little bit more about those in a little while as well. So now this scheme is what I call the bronze scheme. There are three types of scheme. You have your bronze, your silver, and your gold. And they tell you the price way, basically. So they're an estimate starting price of the price way that you can expect to pay to recreate this scheme. So yours is the bronze scheme. So looking at this as a bronze scheme, what I have done, I have split it into three. There is, first of all, the full DIY. Now, the full DIY means that you do everything yourself. Obviously, you're going to buy all the items yourself to create this beautiful interior, but you're also going to paint the walls, paint the ceilings, lay the runner, lay the floor. You're going to do everything yourself. That's full DIY. So you purchase all the items and you install all the items as well. When it comes to in the hallway, if there's a light fitting, that's when we move on to what I call the part DIY and part trade. So you have it could be 50-50 for trade and DIY, depends on your abilities. I know YouTube offers so much knowledge for us to be able to learn how to do things ourselves, which is wonderful. But when it comes to things like electrics, if you have to rewire or install lighting, if you're not a trained electrician, if you're not certified, I would say please get trade in, and that's where the part trade comes in. Now, part trade, it can be 50-50, or maybe it's only 20% trade and it's 80% you. Or 60-40, it's up to you how much trade you use and how much DIY. So it's part and part. For the purposes of this consultation, my assumption will be is that we're going to go the part DIY and the part trade route, and as I say, the percentage is entirely up to you. Then the next level would be full trade. Now, full trade is usually you can literally hand over everything to that person and say, this is the video this is the consultation I've purchased. This is the video, you can watch it, everything's explained to you, how I want it done and how the final look should be. And here's the pictures of it as well. So then you just hand it over to somebody and they do it all for you. So if you decide to have a designer or a project manager, maybe your project manager is a builder, then the builder can watch these videos and get all the information your builder needs, as well as being able to purchase all the items as well. This consultation is split into four parts. Part one is me explaining this to you in this video, how things are laid out and what the meaning of your particular style means and how you can relate that into your home. Part two is the analysis of the pictures, how we break it down and seeing what's really special about it, okay? Then part three and four is the second half of the video, and that's really exciting because that's the implementation of your scheme, how we're going to actually put this whole thing together. So the next video talks about how we're going to put it together and explaining the keys and the suppliers and the manufacturers and just the breakdown of that and just the time frames and how it all comes together. Okay, so that's what the four parts of your consultation entail. Okay, so you can either go full DIY, you do it all yourself, part and part, which is what we're going to talk about now, or all trade, whereby if you don't really have the time to be able to do it, you can hand it over to a project manager, or even if there's an interior designer, you can hand it over to an interior designer. Whatever your situation, you'll be able to relate that to somebody, but it gives you a rough estimate of what the pricings will be. Obviously, if it's full trade, then it's going to be more expensive than if you were going to do it half trade and half you, or it's the cheapest, lowest cost will be full DIY. Okay, so that just gives you an idea of what we're doing and how we're going to go forward with this. Okay, so now I've explained that to you. Now, I have put, along with all my consultations, I've put them all in the context of style scenarios, okay? So lifestyle scenarios. So for this lifestyle scenario, I have chosen, I've said it's in a 3-bedroom terraced house, okay? So you can see the lifestyle scenario there's 3-bedroom terraced house. Now, you don't have to have a 3-bedroom terraced house. You may live in a 1-bedroom apartment, okay, with a very small hallway, or you may live in a larger accommodation. It doesn't matter about the size of the accommodation. If your accommodation is smaller, then you just scale it down. If your accommodation is larger, then obviously you just extend it and add more items, okay, of the specified items on your plan. So the size is not really important. It's just to give you context. And when you have context, then you can visualize things a bit better. And you think, yes, that's how they would do it. And I can see how that can help me and how that could relate to my lifestyle and how I can progress. If you're moving from a one-bedroom place and maybe you're moving from an apartment and you want to move into a house, maybe this will relate to you. Or if you're in an apartment and you just have a long thin hallway, you can use this for an apartment. It does not have to be a house, so you can relate it to whatever style of home you have. I've just given you context for this for us to be able to converse about it. Okay, so that being said, now the scenario is Richard and Samantha Laverne, who Samantha is a stay-at-home mum with a young child called Ben, and I've given you a little picture of them. She's got a young child called Ben. There's Samantha, and she's expecting her next another child, as you can see. She's got a young child there, and then she also, there's her husband Richard there. So she's a stay-at-home mum and she's a blogger. Okay, so she's an online blogger and a stay-at-home mum, and you can see just from that picture there, they are fun and they are funky. They're a little bit, you know, off, you know, sort of out of the box type of people. And so they have moved from a two-bedroom property, a two-bedroom apartment, into their first home. So they had a two-bedroom rented apartment and they just bought their first home together, and they have a three-bedroom home, which is really quite exciting for them. And so when you first go into their home, okay, this is the interior of the door. Now, the interior of the front door does not have to be the same colour as the exterior of the front door. Okay, it's just for you to be aware of that. So the interior of their door, they decided that they're going to go for this lovely sort of forest green. And this just coincides with the runner. So they've chosen one of the colours of the runner. Now, it's important. This runner is very integral to the whole scheme. It's very, very integral. As you can see, the runner goes all the way up the stairs as well. It's very integral. This scheme is just the bronze scheme, so it's quite a low-cost scheme. All the walls, all the ceilings, everything is just painted white. Pure white, brilliant white, just white, okay? So you couldn't get any more simple than that. Everything is painted white, and even the balustrade is painted white. Every surface is painted white. You may say, my goodness, they have a young family. Why white? Today, with paints, you have wipeable surfaces. So they have a beautiful satin finish, and it can be wiped off. All the walls can be wiped quite easily, okay? So they can have white walls because they're all wipeable. And also it showcases this beautiful runner, showcases it, okay? I'll coming back to the runner in a minute. Now, the hallway, we go back and we'll start from the front door and we'll work our way up the stairs, okay? Now, the hallway, the front door, as I said, this colour is whatever the stripes, they've chosen one of the colours from the rug. Now, when you're choosing your rug, I will specify the rug where you can get them from. You may decide that you like slightly different colorways. It doesn't matter what colorway of stripes you go for. Or the important thing to note is that whichever colorway you go for, the elements that are going to be on the doors, okay, come from the colors that are matched as perfectly as possible to the actual door themselves. Now, the beautiful thing about this is that when you have a sample of the rug, everywhere that you go for carpets, etc., they give you sample. All you need to do is take the sample of that rug to the paint shop and they will color match it, and you will get near as damn it, you will get the exact color that's in that rug on that door. Okay, you may decide, oh, I'd rather have a blue door. Doesn't matter, just so long as the blue is in the rug. Do you understand? So it really doesn't matter what color you go for, so long as that color is in that rug, because it's a continuation. It gives it flow, it gives it continuation, and it looks the synergy of it, it's very balanced. It's a balanced look. Even though it's fun, it's funky, but it's very well thought out. They say the most simplest schemes only come about and they only look simple and elegantly executed because they're well thought out, okay? And that's the secret. That is your secret, okay? You must take it along to the paint shop and get it to be paint matched, okay? That's the thing. So, as I say, we've got this beautiful front door, and then we've chosen that. Now, on the floor, you can see there is sort of like a white or an off-white lino. Now, it's linoleum or a vinyl floor. The reason I've gone for that for a couple of reasons, okay. With a young family, you're going to get accidents. They're young children or teenagers, accidents, or muddy feet. So you can mop it through and keep it clean very, very easily. Very easy to clean, low maintenance. Also, with a vinyl or a cushioned vinyl floor, or a linoleum floor, I would say, cushioned linoleum, can't say the word, floor, is warm underfoot. It's soft underfoot and it's warm underfoot. Now, the safety element of this comes into play. Because it's soft underfoot, children run around all the time and they fall. They fall all the time. It doesn't matter if they fall because the floor is soft. It's cushioned floor, okay? So you don't need to worry about having a porcelain floor and them hurting themselves, or even the expensive element of a porcelain floor and tiles cracking, etc. It's a soft floor. Also, if you're doing this scheme and you're in an apartment, and you're not on the ground floor, you know, and you're, one of the other floors, it's quieter as well. So that's the other added advantage. It's quieter underfoot. So it's a good idea for if you are in an apartment and you're not in a 3-bedroom house, it's quieter underfoot to have a cushioned floor like that. So low maintenance, quieter, and also low price. Very low price. That's fantastic. So you get this beautiful, clean look, and you get all the benefits of it as well. As I say, all the walls are white. What I've done, if you've got space in your hallway, I've got here, this is like a little sort of wooden table. It's just a little earthy wooden table. Now, this is the thing that I've done that works, okay. This wooden table, I've kept it this natural wood because, can you see in the runner there, that same brown is the same brown as that wood. Same brown there, same brown, the whole thing hangs together. If you can't do that, it's okay for you to get a white table. That's the simplest thing. If you can't find an element that you can match for the colour of the little console table in the hall, because we know they're useful. By the way, if you have children, make sure the corners are rounded because they have a tendency to run into things because it's at their sort of eye level. So if you have rounded corners, that makes for a safer table in your hallway if you have children. So that there, and even can you see the little storage bits I've got under there for posts, post that comes in and you just want to pop it into there, or keys or things like that. I've got a basket that coincides again with the colour of the rug, and I've got a little box under here. Now this box could be just little items that you may have for your shoes or any other little things like that, and so even that coincides with the green, same green as we got on the front door, same green for the box there. So everything's just sort of links together, okay? So it's not sort of something that sort of stands out and it doesn't really work. This is a very clean, a very fresh, a very bright you know, fun sort of hallway. So it needs to be as simple as possible, okay? So just going on from that, the vase there, we just kept it as clear glass. Okay, it's clear glass. If you've got children, go for a perspex glass, a perspex vase for obvious reasons. If it gets bumped, knocked over, it's not going to break. It's just going to bounce because it's perspex. So that's an idea, to get a perspex vase, and you can place that there. So that works there. If you find that you don't want real flowers, artificial flowers will work just as well. Okay, so that all of that works beautifully. Just moving on from the hallway, okay, from the main entrance door. Oh, by the way, that internal door, I've just kept it white, and I've deliberately kept it white because once that door is closed and you have this sort of white box, and it really accentuates this runner. Now, moving on to the runner. So excited about the runner. Of the scheme, this will be one of the most important and most expensive pieces. The paint won't be that expensive, neither will be the linoleum on the floor, but the runner will be quality. The reason being, it's going to get a lot of wear, a lot of trafficking. You're going to have to clean it every now and again, and so you want it to be of good quality, so it's not going to wear out and get threadbare, and also to be of really, really good quality, the best quality you can possibly afford, I would say. Please go for that. And as you can see, if I show you the actual runner itself, it's been fitted really well. It's been fitted. Now, if you can fit that yourself, fantastic. Full DIY, fit it yourself. I would just say take your time and do a really good job. Measure so that it's balanced equally. There's nothing with, you don't want no asymmetric looking runner going up your stairs. This here, where this join comes around, this is like a little bespoke element to it, okay? This is very important to the overall look. You've spent so much on this runner. Please do not sort of do it like that and then like that, okay? You want to do that scarfing in so that it looks like it turns the corner, okay? Can you see that? Very important element because that adds to the quality of it. And so there's this beautiful continuation going up the stairs, so you need to be able to scarf that element in, and if they turn the corner, same thing again there. So that's why I say I would call this for me part DIY. I would, whoever you buy this carpet from or this runner from, I would say get them to fit it. Get them to fit it, and because a carpet fitter can do that with his eyes closed and do a perfect and a beautiful job for you, and also they can turn corners beautifully for you. So sometimes it doesn't cost you that much more just to get it fitted. It's worth the investment. If you've invested so much in this beautiful runner, get it fitted beautifully. And it's only going along the hallway, and then it goes up the stairs, and then it stops, okay? So you can see that. And I've put this mirror there so that you get the sort of double whammy. When you're walking down the stairs, you can see it reflected beautifully in this mirror there on the wall. So it's another little sort of quirky touch. Okay, instead of putting a piece of art and trying to get the art to match the runner, just put a mirror, and the mirror creates its own artwork. Can you see? So that's like your own piece of artwork with a beautiful white frame, because we don't want anything to detract from the runner. A beautiful white frame with a mirror, and the mirror now becomes a piece of artwork because it reflects this runner. And isn't that clever? I think that's just fantastic. Really clever way to do it. Okay, so everything painted white. As I say in the next video, I'll explain to you about the finishes and what we put on what surfaces, so don't worry about that. Everything painted white. Then when you get to the top, the pièce de résistance, you get to the top there, okay, at the top there, they've got a wooden floor. Now, you don't have to have a wooden floor. You can, if you wish, carry that linoleum up, and you may want a linoleum on the top there as well. If that works for you, that's fine. I just wanted to have something a little bit different. So you can have the whole thing white there, and that works beautifully, and you can have a white floor if you wish. I just thought a lovely wooden floor would be a lovely contrast. Can you see? Just a lovely contrast. Change of flooring, because when you go into the rooms all have their own individual characters. And once more, as you can you see from there, those colours on the doors are all taken from this runner. Can you see? The doors are taken from there. Okay, so it's very simple. It's probably one of those simplest things, but it's been thought through really carefully. Okay, really carefully. So we've just chosen the colours, and you can ask everybody to choose their own colours, whatever ones you want to do. It's fine, and it's as simple as that. The doors themselves, I mean, they are, whether they're flush plain doors, what I've done there, can you see in the handle, there's a little wooden handle because I've got a wooden floor, but there I've got a white handle with white walls, so you can play around. All the handles don't have to be the same. You may decide that you want to put a different colour handle on each door. You might want white handles on all the doors, or you may decide, I'd like to, on the blue door, I'd like a yellow handle on the yellow door. I want a pink handle on the pink one. You want a blue hand, what have you, yellow handle. So you can play with the handles, and so you can even take it that step further. And so that could be really exciting as well, just to have different colour handles throughout. So you could have a yellow, a pink, and a white handle, whatever you want. Okay, so you can do that to create just that little extra touch on that. And you can also do that downstairs in the hallway as well. I mean, it doesn't show you the doors going into the other rooms, like the living room and the kitchen, but you can do the same thing on the ground floor as well. So it doesn't only have to be this for upstairs. You can do this on the ground floor. So the kitchen may have a yellow door going into the kitchen, a blue door going into the living room, and another door going, whichever you choose. So it's entirely up to you, but just so long as they are those colours, the scheme works, and it works beautifully. Okay, so you don't need to worry. You don't need to also worry about if you think, oh gosh, I've got 3 coloured doors there, I need to put exactly the same 3 colours downstairs. Doesn't matter. You don't have to put the same 3 colours downstairs. All that matters is that those colours are in there. So you may have 6 colours, and you may decide, I'm going to put 3 colours downstairs and 3 colours upstairs. That's fine. Or you may decide, I'm just going to choose one colour. One colour, and I'm going to have all blue doors. Doesn't matter so long as there's blue in the rug. Or I might have just 2 doors. I might decide to have blue and white doors, or I might decide to have blue and yellow doors going throughout, or it's up to you what combination. So you can go with all one colour on one floor. So you might have all blue colours on the top floor, on all, yellow doors on the ground floor, or you might mix in with white doors. It's up to you. Okay, it's up to you, so long as it's represented on that runner. That's the key thing. Okay, there is a piece of artwork there, and that piece of artwork was specifically chosen because it had all of the colours that were in the, yes, you've got it, in the runner. Okay, and also you see there's some black pieces because it's got a black handrail there. That piece of artwork there. So the top of that rail was actually painted afterwards black, just so that piece of artwork tied in. So if you feel like you want to put a piece of artwork somewhere and you want it to tie it in, just make sure that the colours in the artwork are representing the colours in the rug as well. And if there's an extra element, try and see if you can put it somewhere else. They didn't have to do the handrail. Maybe they could have just put black doorknobs on the doors, and that would have been something that they could have done. So there are many different ways to achieve this look. Okay, so that being done, so now I've explained to you about the funky, fun and funky look and how you can achieve it in your home very easily, very simply. Once you've thought it through, then we're ready to go into the next part. So the next video, I will be looking at the printout of everything. So what I would say in readiness for the next video, what I need you to do is to print out all the elements of your download. Okay, yes, you've got it on your iPhone or your laptop or your phone. Yes, you've got the videos, but I would say get the hard copy. It's important to print out the hard copy of everything. And I mean everything. Everything's printable. And print everything out in readiness for the next video, and then I can explain to you how we put this scheme together. The reason why I want you to print it out is because phones, iPhones, laptops, they all lose charge. When they lose charge, then you're stuck. What can you do until you recharge it? But when you've got the hard copy, you can just move on. Okay, so thank you for joining me for the first half of your consultation. I'm really enjoying this. Look forward to talking to you in the second half of the consultation. Join me then. Thank you. This is Nadia Strachan signing out for now until the second part of your video. Thank you.